Everyone, it's Gigs again. Thank you for coming back and watching some more episodes of this 1.14 snapshot with me. Today I am going to take you through some of the new blocks that we get and a couple of little features that we get with 1.4 that we don't currently have. I'm not 100% on 1.3 stuff, so some of it could be coming in 1.3, but most of this is 1.14 additions. So to get us started, what I'm going to do is take us over to a few blocks that I've got set up over here. So what I have going on over here is a zombie that must have died there. So here is our mossy cobblestone. So you can see that it's had a texture change. Along with that, we now have a mossy cobble wall, mossy cobble stairs, and slabs. We get the same with the mossy bricks, which is absolutely fantastic. No more having to use normal stone bricks in order to combine with these blocks. Now, this is a bit of a change. This is stone slabs and stairs along with the stone new texture. So again, just something different for you to add to your builds. Now these are your polished stone. Now with polished stone, you actually have to take stone now and you actually have to put it into a furnace and cook it to make it become polished stone, which then you can then turn into slabs. This is actually two slabs on top of each other. The polished stone seems to be the only set of slabs that when you put them on top of each other, they create a new sort of looking block, which is almost brickish. This is our polished diorite. Now with the polished diorite, and actually the polished diorite, andesite and granite, you don't get walls. That only comes with the non-polished variant, but those are some pretty sexy looking stairs to be able to mix in with some of your builds, and it's a little bit more subtle looking than the standard diorite. So around the corner we go, and we have your polished andesite, your plain andesite. It's kind of lost its bluish tinge. If you sort of look at it compared to the stone, it's busier, yes, but it's not quite as distinctive as it used to be. But the polished one still looks kind of nice. Then we have our polished granite and our standard granite. This looks very busy. I think I am liking the polished version a little bit more. So on top of those, also wanted to show you the new textures for our more valuable blocks. So lapis hasn't really changed, neither has iron, but as you can see, emerald, gold and diamonds have got a much different look to them, and I actually think, personally, I like them a lot more. I think they're going to look a lot nicer in builds and just gives something different for a mix amongst your more standard full colour blocks like concrete or terracottas. So I do like the look of those diamonds there. So that's some of the blocks. It's not all of them. I'll show you the sandstone ones when we go to visit a desert village, and eventually when we get to the end and we conquer the dragon, fingers crossed, then I'll also be able to show you the end stone varieties. So over here I just wanted to quickly show you some of the flowers as well, just to show that they have changed a little bit. So what you can see, sunflowers pretty much the same. Same with the slightly different picture there for your blue orchids. The lilac, big difference there. You can see how much brighter that is. Peony as well has come a little bit in brighter. This is one of our new flowers. This is the lily and the cornflower, which I introduced you to the other day. The oxeye daisy's taken a little bit of a change, along with the dandelions and the poppies. So they're looking a little bit more flowery than sort of the more two-dimensional standard that they had before. So they're quite a little pretty. This one here, this is a new bush. This is the berry bush and is found in taiga biomes, and it actually is a source of food. So you can actually eat these. If I was hungry, I could eat it. Oops, and plant them. So they have different various stages. That's their first stage. They actually slow you down as you walk through them. Now when you get them to the next stage, which is this one here, you'll actually start taking damage from them. So will your horses if you try and take them through. So there are 3 levels of growth. So you've got your initial growth there. Then you have this, then this, and then 4 stages, because if I go like this again, it goes even redder. Basically what it means is that if, take the berries from it, oops, don't do that. So where you've got your basic one here, if I go click there, when I harvest it, I will only get 2 berries. But if I take it to the next level, I can get 2 to 3 berries. Although it's only going to be 2, but you can get 2 to 3 berries from those. I'm just going to quickly sleep so that we don't get snuck up on by mobs. Because that probably wouldn't be a great thing if a creeper exploded everything as we were doing it. Okay, so now I've got a little bit of hunger there. If we eat the berries don't do much for you in regards to food. You'll see they only fill 1 bar. But for a food source, especially if you spawn yourself into one of these areas, it's not bad. You just got to be very careful that you're not walking into it to take damage. So this is bamboo. Now bamboo is found in the jungle biomes, but sometimes when you're looting dungeons or shipwrecks, you'll discover some of these in there so that you can pick them. These are the things that we use to make scaffolding, but you can also make sticks from them. So if I go like that, I can get a stick. It's not a very economical way of doing it, but I suppose if you were desperate and you didn't have a pickaxe on you, then it's one way of getting sticks over there. And then if we just come over to here, we get our, maybe not, we won't get scaffolding. I probably don't have all the things we need to make scaffolding. I'll work that out another day. So something else I also wanted to show you was the varieties of wood. Now most of these are coming from 1.3, so things like our stripped logs where we just need to right click on a placed log and we can get stripped versions of our logs. The thing that we are getting with 1.4 though is different variations of the signs. So if you make an oak sign, it's oak, birch, acacia, jungle, spruce and dark. So that's a nice addition. It'll look really great when we're doing furniture and bits and pieces. The next thing that we get is to be able to colour the signs. Now, again, this is another feature that's going to maybe bug some people, but I can't just take the cocoa beans anymore and make a sign brown. It just won't work. Same with bone meal. Won't work. Ink sacs. Won't work. You have to convert all of these into dyes first, and that includes lapis. So if I turn it into black dye, well, we won't do it with that because that obviously won't help us, but if I turn that into white dye, I can make it, well, kind of looks grey there, but there we go. Let's get blue, red. Red might look good on the dark oak. Red. Pink. So we can all have a little bit of fun with this once it comes out. So something else I wanted to show you, which I'm not sure if this is a bug or whether it's actually an intended feature, but currently if you place down spruce, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only happens when you do it in the 4 variety. Let's add a little bit of bone meal to it. Podzol. No more needing to go for a trick to find podzol. You just need to find some spruce saplings, plant them, and away you go. Now you have podzol. So I thought that was kind of nifty. Okay, so one other thing that I wanted to show you quickly before I end this video is another useful little tool that we have, and this is something that we can craft. It's coming in 1.14, but you also find it in all your blacksmiths in the villages. This is called a grindstone, and what makes it absolutely fantastic, maybe not so much for established players, but if you're a brand new player using fishing to get up levels and things like that, all these useless enchanted bows and books and things that you're not going to use, well, now they're going to become handy, because if you go into a grindstone, you can disenchant things. Now, we'll only disenchant non-curse enchants. So if I put in that Riptide book, it'll give me back a book, and you'll see the little XP that jumped out of it. So if you look down where I'm at here, I'm at 27, almost all the way to there. We'll pop the bow in there, and up our level went up to 28. So, but if I get one that had a curse on it, so it's got Curse of Vanishing on there, if I pop it in to there, you'll see that the book I get back is still Curse of Vanishing. So you can't get rid of the curses. Well, that's a handy little tool, especially if you're going fishing and you get all those enchanted bows and fishing rods and books that you don't want. You can now recycle them, and the same goes for all your armors as well. You can put your armor in there and unenchant it, which is just, again, another way of getting XP, especially, for example, where I'm at and I'm sort of starting off in a new world. This means I don't need to immediately try and find some way of killing mobs in order to get additional XP. And it's not, AFK fishing is okay, but it's not always possible as well. You can't always leave your character AFK fishing. So again, just an extra way of doing it. So that is going to be it for this episode. Thank you very much for joining me. Next time, I think we will take an adventure either to the desert or the nether. Probably a desert. I think we might go to a desert, and we'll look around a desert village and then leave the nether for another day. Anyway, have a great day, everyone, and thank you for watching.